Booker, are you afraid of God?
No. But I'm afraid of you.
Free the girl and wipe away the debt!
And now, to repay a debt, you've come for my land. But not all debts can be repaid, Booker.
What are all these lighthouses? Why are we... Who are...
There are a million worlds. All different and all similar. Constants and variables.
What?
There's always a lighthouse. There's always a man. There's always a city.
How do you know this?
I can see them through the doors. You, me, Columbia, Songbird. And sometimes, something's different. Yet the same.
Constants and variables.
BioShock Infinite is a first-person shooter released on March 26, 2013 and the third installment in the BioShock series. In its first 2 months, it sold 3.7 million physical copies and over 11 million during its lifetime, making it the most popular game in the series' history. So why is it today, nearly 11 years after its initial release, are we seeing videos like these all over YouTube?
BioShock Infinite is the worst one in the series.
The main game that I see the most controversial comments towards is BioShock Infinite.
Everything that I saw on the internet surrounding BioShock Infinite was negative.
Then last month I played it again and I hated it.
Was BioShock Infinite a bad game? To help me answer this question, I'll need to run it through 4 categories that I believe dictate if a game still holds up to today's standards. Those sections are story, gameplay, graphics, and finally replayability. So without further ado, let's start with its story.
Elizabeth, everything I've done to keep you safe.
Safe from what?
Seed of the prophet shall sit the throne and drown in flame the mountains of man.
The main complaint I keep hearing about the game's story is that it's too convoluted, or rather extremely difficult to follow. I remember playing through Infinite's story at 13 years old and having no issues whatsoever following it. But then again, I was a child, so maybe I didn't truly understand it. Let me play through it once more and see if I'm able to explain its so-called convoluted plot correctly.
He's Zachary Comstock. He's Booker DeWitt.
No. I'm both.
Okay, I think I got it. In short, BioShock Infinite takes you on a mind-bending journey through the floating city of Columbia, following the story of Booker DeWitt. Booker is hired to rescue Elizabeth, a young woman with special powers, from the clutches of the city's leader, Zachary Comstock. Still following me? Okay, good. The central theme of the game revolves around the concept of constants and variables.
It's another Columbia.
A different Columbia.
The same coin.
A different perspective.
Heads.
Tails.
Dead.
Alive.
Exploring the idea that certain events are fixed across different realities while others can change. Elizabeth's ability to open tears in reality plays a crucial role, revealing alternate versions of Columbia and the characters within it. The story becomes increasingly complex as Booker and Elizabeth confront the twisted realities of Columbia. They uncover the existence of the Lutece twins, Robert and Rosalind, who are scientists responsible for creating the technology behind tears. The Lutece twins exist across multiple dimensions and act as guides, orchestrating events to ensure that Booker reaches a pivotal moment of choice. The climax of the game takes a mind-bending turn when players discover that Booker and Comstock are essentially the same person from different timelines. In one reality, Booker became Comstock and created Columbia, while in another he refused to accept a baptism that would lead to his transformation. The Lutece twins, realizing the atrocities Comstock would commit, sought to rectify the situation by bringing Booker to Columbia to stop him, or rather stop himself. In a shocking twist, it's revealed that Elizabeth is Booker's daughter, born in a timeline where Booker accepted the baptism but later regretted his actions. To break the cycle of Comstock's tyranny, Booker must confront his guilt and make the ultimate sacrifice. The game concludes with a powerful moment where Booker, guided by Elizabeth, faces the consequences of these choices and seeks redemption by sacrificing himself to end the cycle. Now, is this the most simple story ever written for a video game? No. Are there multiple threads overlapping each other that can make it, at times, difficult to follow? Yes. Does all of this warrant the title of convoluted? Not in the slightest. If you want my personal opinion, people calling Infinite's plot convoluted simply didn't understand it, or better yet, didn't even try to. Just because you can't wrap your mind around a story doesn't warrant you dogging on the years of hard work it took for Ken Levine and his team of writers to create the compelling story of Infinite. I thoroughly enjoyed its story at 13 and enjoyed it even more playing through it again for this video. The story isn't perfect by any means, but no story ever is. All in all, I'm giving Infinite's story a solid 8 out of 10. When it comes to Infinite's gameplay, there are a lot of variables that can and will affect your playthrough. After some thought, I believe 5 sections should be sufficient in analyzing its gameplay. Those sections are Vigors, Skyhook, Elizabeth, weapon variety, and enemy types. So let's start with Vigors.
That's a hell of a thing.
Vigors are a central gameplay mechanic in BioShock Infinite, providing you with a range of supernatural abilities to use in combat. Each Vigor has unique effects, ranging from offensive attacks like launching fire, to defensive abilities such as creating protective shields. There are a total of 8 Vigors in the game, allowing you to tailor your playstyle based on the situation. The synergy between Vigors and environmental factors is crucial. For example, you could use the Bucking Bronco Vigor to levitate enemies in the air and create opportunities for creative combinations, such as shooting them midair or following it up with another Vigor for devastating effects. The interplay between Vigors and the environment fosters a dynamic combat experience, allowing you to get creative with every encounter. The Skyhook is a tool that serves multiple purposes. Primarily a melee weapon, it adds an element of, let's say, brutality to close quarters combat. However, its secondary function is as a transportation device that significantly enhances the verticality of the game. You can use the Skyhook to traverse the Skyline quickly and gain a tactical advantage, or, in other words, gain the high ground.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
Certain combat areas feature skylines, allowing you to perform acrobatic maneuvers and create opportunities for strategic positioning. Combining this with Vigors and your weapons provides a multifaceted approach to combat, emphasizing both style and efficiency.
Opening a tear!
Oh, shit! What is that?
It's a tear. I used to open them all the time in my tower.
What is a tear?
It's like a window. A window to another world.
Elizabeth's presence in combat is transformative. She can open tears in reality, introducing new elements from contrasting timelines that weren't previously there in yours. These tears can alter the battlefield by providing cover, spawning weapons, or even summoning friendly turrets. The synergy between Elizabeth's tears, Vigors, and weapons is noteworthy. For instance, combining a tear that spawns cover with a defensive Vigor can create a resilient position, allowing you to withstand enemy assault. This integration of tears into the overall combat system adds layers of complexity, as you must consider Elizabeth's possible tears while formulating your strategies.
Take this!
Great!
So BioShock Infinite offers a diverse array of weapons, each with distinct strengths and weaknesses. From traditional firearms like pistols and shotguns to heavier options such as the crank gun or RPG. The game provides you with ample choices, 14 to be exact, as well as the ability to upgrade and customize weapons catering to different playstyles. Strategic weapon selection is crucial, considering factors such as range, ammo availability, and enemy vulnerabilities. Upgrades further enhance the versatility of weapons, rewarding those who invest in improving their arsenal. The seamless integration of firearms with vigors and environmental elements encourages you to experiment with various combinations, ensuring that each encounter feels fresh and engaging. So, you'll encounter a diverse array of enemies in Infinite that adds layers of challenge to the gameplay. The most common enemies are the Founders, equipped with firearms and varying levels of armor. These foes exhibit strategic behavior, utilizing cover and coordinating attacks to keep you on your toes. On the Vox Populi side, you face rebellious enemies with a fervor for revolution. The Vox soldiers showcase agility and employ hit-and-run tactics, making encounters dynamic and, for the most part, unpredictable. The more formidable heavy hitters within the Vox ranks, such as the Fireman and the Motorized Patriot, require strategic planning and resourcefulness to overcome. However, the standout enemy type is by far the Handyman, a towering and formidable foe with a mechanical body. The Handyman is a visually striking enemy, showcasing a blend of human and mechanical components. These adversaries possess incredible strength and agility, leaping across the battlefield with a powerful ground pound ability. What makes the Handyman particularly interesting is their tragic backstory, as these once human figures underwent extensive augmentation to survive critical injuries. This fusion of humanity and machinery adds a layer of empathy to the conflict, making you consider the ethical implications of the world they navigate. Additionally, the Handyman's unique attack patterns and resilience make them a memorable and challenging adversary, requiring you to adapt your strategies when facing these imposing foes. The inclusion of the Handyman enriches the overall enemy roster, contributing to the game's depth and emotional resonance. In summary, the gameplay aspects of BioShock Infinite are intricately interwoven to create a rich and dynamic experience. Vigors, the Skyhook, Elizabeth's Stairs, weapon variety, and enemy types all contribute to a combat system that encourages creativity, adaptability, and strategic thinking. The synergy between these elements ensures that Infinite stands out as a game where the gameplay is not just the means to progress through the story, but a vital and immersive part of the overall experience. 7 out of 10.
Expect me to sit in that fancy chair.
So, at the time of its release, Infinite set a benchmark for visual excellence and demonstrated the technical capabilities of the then current generation of gaming hardware. The graphics were lauded for their artistic design, attention to detail, and seamless integration of aesthetics with a narrative-driven gameplay. The visual presentation of Infinite is characterized by its vibrant art style and attention to atmospheric details. The floating city of Columbia is a breathtaking spectacle, with expansive skies, intricate architectural designs, and dynamic lighting that creates a sense of immersion. The game's visual fidelity was particularly notable for its time, showcasing intricate character models, realistic animations, and visually stunning set pieces. In terms of character design, Infinite successfully blended realism with a touch of stylization, contributing to the game's unique identity. The facial expressions and animations of characters, especially the protagonist Booker DeWitt and companion Elizabeth, conveyed a remarkable level of emotion, enhancing the narrative engagement. However, in comparison to contemporary industry standards, which have seen a significant advancement in hardware capabilities, BioShock Infinite's graphics don't quite match the levels of photorealism and technical intricacies seen in more recent titles. Subsequent years have witnessed the introduction of technologies like ray tracing, higher resolution textures, and more sophisticated lighting techniques, pushing the boundaries of visual fidelity. Despite this, Infinite's enduring visual appeal lies in its art direction and design choices. The art style, characterized by a blend of steampunk and neo-noir aesthetics, remains timeless and contributes to the game's unique atmosphere. The city of Columbia, with its floating structures and vibrant color palette, continues to captivate me to this day, showcasing the importance of artistic vision in game design. In assessing whether Infinite's graphics hold up to contemporary standards, it is crucial to consider the context of its release. While it may not boast the cutting-edge realism seen in the latest titles, the game's visuals have aged gracefully, maintaining a distinct charm that transcends raw technical specifications. Ultimately, BioShock Infinite's graphics, while not meeting the current industry pinnacle, stands as a testament to the enduring impact of strong art direction and design principles in the realm of video games. The rating for this section might be slightly due to my nostalgia for it, however, I'm giving its graphics a 9 out of 10 for its art style and artistic vision alone.
Booker, are you sure this is what you want?
I have to. It's the only way to undo what I've done to you.
So, the replayability of BioShock Infinite has been subject of varied opinions since its release. While the game excels in narrative depth, world building, and innovative gameplay mechanics, some argue that its linear structure and predetermined story arcs limit the incentive for multiple playthroughs. BioShock Infinite offers a compelling and intricate storyline that unfolds through scripted sequences and set-piece moments. Now, once you've experienced the twists and turns of the plot, the element of surprise diminishes, reducing your motivation for, well, revisiting the game. Additionally, the linear nature of the game, coupled with the relatively fixed set of choices and outcomes, limits the impact of your decisions on subsequent playthroughs. Unlike games with branching narratives and multiple endings, BioShock Infinite follows a linear path, leading to a sense of predictability upon subsequent runs. However, it's essential to note that the game's visuals, artistry, and attention to detail may still serve as a draw for those who appreciate the atmospheric qualities of Columbia. Some may find value in revisiting the game to explore its intricately designed environments, discover hidden Easter eggs, or appreciate the nuances of its world building. Furthermore, the Burial at Sea downloadable content, which ties BioShock Infinite to the original BioShock, provides an additional narrative layer. Still, its impact on the overall replayability depends on one's investment in the broader BioShock universe. Ultimately, the perception of BioShock Infinite's replayability is subjective. While some may find allure in revisiting Columbia and uncovering hidden details appealing, others may feel that the linear narrative structure and limited divergent paths diminishes the incentive for multiple playthroughs. As with any game, the likelihood of replaying BioShock Infinite hinges on the individual preferences and priorities, whether you lean towards narrative exploration, gameplay innovation, or other aspects of the gaming experience. For me, I'm giving this section a 3 out of 10. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Crabbit, and if you did enjoy the video and want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Also, feel free to step down into the comments and let me know what other games I should maybe make videos about. Hopefully you all enjoyed. See you next time.